Okay. Right. So first and foremost, some of you know me, some of you don't. Um, as executive director for the Mid-Atlantic Community Papers Association, who's sponsoring this and hosting this, um, I have a background in not only the sales end, but also the graphics end. We're going to concentrate because I see many of you as salespeople. We're going to concentrate on some of that. And then at the end, I'll share some of my favorite tools, which are a mix of everything. So today's session is on everyday uses of AI. And I apologize. I need to run for a bottle of water because I have the ill effects of having a cold last week. So hang on a minute.
Hi, Julie.
How are you doing?
Good. How are all your grandbabies?
Doing good. Doing good. Up to two now.
Yep. Me
How's
too.
your how's are your two? Okay. Okay.
Yep. Getting big and mischievous.
Yeah, mine too. I sent them home with their dad and I think hope you act just like he did.
Well,
Yes, do socialize, everyone.
I
All
thought we would
right.
have a few more people on here, Alice.
Okay, I do see that. Okay. All right. So we're just getting started. So you haven't missed anything yet. First of all, if you've noticed, if you're doing presentations of any sort with people, I have probably last year was the last time I said goodbye to PowerPoint and use gamma.app. So that is right off the bat one where you can just take your notes or even one line and it can create a presentation for you. So just wanted to share that with you.
Is that gamma.ai?
Um, no, it's gamma.app, APP.
APP.
You see it up here, APP. So write that down, check it out. Um, you have choices of bringing over PowerPoint and using it. But from there, you want to then just play around with it just like you would with PowerPoint. But again, it is a very slick tool. And it does not just presentations, but it also does worksheets and all kinds of things for you as well. So what I want to do is look at a little bit of security and do some foundation work, first of all, because it's important from a standpoint of not only your information, but I'm sure those using ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini or Claude are putting in your client's information. So, and if you're not, you're going to see how to, with a very interesting prompt series and the use of ChatGPT tools, you'll be able to kind of create your own little world project in ChatGPT. So we're going to look at security fundamentals, what you need to do to keep your information private as well. And some people might have been on previous sessions where I talked about privacy, but please understand there's even more now, especially with ChatGPT. So the first thing we're going to do is look at that. And hang on a minute. We're going to look at a couple of things. You are going to be shown where to make these changes. And if you have your ChatGPT open, I encourage you to walk along with me on this because this is a workshop. So I don't mind you participating as we go through here. But there's a couple of new features in ChatGPT. It's asking you to start to enable your two-factor authentication. A couple of tools you can use, and we'll look at those. We'll also encourage you to look at your account activity on a regular basis, making sure that all of the security is being respected. Okay, so let's jump over into ChatGPT. And you're going to see this one already? You're going to see, let me go here. This is my account, and you're going to see a very similar scenarios as you have. There are different sections, but where we're going to go is all the way on your sidebar. Okay, this is sidebar. You can open and close it. All the way at the down, all the way at the bottom. You see my name is there. And is everybody seeing this?
Mhm.
All right. When you open this is your personal dashboard that's in here. You don't want to train the model. Okay, so I just clicked on settings. And when you go into settings, there's a whole other menu that's available. You want to go to data controls, and the first thing you want to turn off is the one at the top, which is improve the model for everyone. You want to turn that off because you want to keep your data private. Okay? So that's the first one. And then in security, that is where you're going to set up, and we're not going to do it now, but I wanted to show you, and I'll make sure you get the video of this so that you can see where this is. It's under settings, security, multi-factor authentication. You want to set that up. Did you need to do that? So Authenticator app is what I use. It is on your phone, and you can use either the Google Authenticator or the actual one that's called Authenticator app. Other ways, because sometimes you may be in a situation where you're working and your phone isn't near you, or you left it at home, or whatever the case may be. They do give you a backup that when you set this up, you might have it set up with Authenticator app, but not have access to it. It will text you, even though mine is not turned on. It will give you that second choice. So same thing holds true. I'm not going to go into the password scenario, but you do want to add a password as well. So that kind of battens down the hatches on security in that way. Now, there's a couple of new items that ChatGPT, and we'll go back to the main part. Okay. Up in the upper right-hand corner, do you see where it says start a group chat? What you want to do is say you have a prompt and information you want to share with someone in your office, personally, whatever the case may be, you want to share it. You do not want to copy, like if I go to, I'll go to, well, no, wait, that's a project, sorry. I don't want to go there yet. So I'll just go to a new chat. So Martin Roofing, you're going to be seeing this later. Maybe I want to share this with a group. You don't want to. You don't want to click on the share. You want to start a group chat. And the reason you don't want to share is because ChatGPT does not have a good reputation of keeping shares within who you're sharing it with. It publicizes it way too much. So that's why they have added a group chat as a choice. Okay. And then also, when you start a new chat, to the right of that, I don't know if any of you have seen this, but say you are, we've got Ron coming in. Say you are working on a private prompt that really you do not want to share with anybody else. It's very temporary. And you want to simply turn on temporary chat. What this does is allows you to ask ChatGPT the question, and the minute that you close the chat, it's gone. It it will not show in your history. So temporary chat is great when you have a cold like I did and I needed to ask it what I should take. You can use it that way. So nobody knew that I was doing that chat. So wanted to share those with you. Now, any questions about that before we move on? All good? All good.
So does chat have like a team package now?
Yes, they do.
Sign
Yes,
up
they do.
for?
Yes, that I use that for one of our clients who has a customized chatbot, and I didn't want his information is so specific. So we
Yeah,
put
I
it on.
just wondered because I would say nobody else is probably, I don't know. You didn't ask about is anybody else using chat? Because I would bet that
Oh,
in my
before you
office.
had come on, I kind of went through and
Oh, okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right, sorry.
And I'm going to say this too. Now, not all of these security scenarios are available on, well, Gemini has theirs and so does Claude. In fact, before ChatGPT did all of this security, Claude, if you were to choose which one you wanted to have security, Claude would have been it because of the fact that when Claude initially started, they weren't even connected to the internet. You couldn't go onto the internet through them. Now you can. But so they are very cognizant of the the need for security. So. And I'm making a big deal only because of the fact that as group, as publishers, you're going to want to share across your chat accounts or have one chat account that works for everyone. So wanted to share all that. Okay. And I think I got ahead of myself when I was going through all of this. This is just normal. We know that with AI, it makes it makes mistakes when it's sending information out. In fact, I was doing a search for a podcast for a client, and it said, "Oh, here's the connection for their account." There wasn't anything there. So it wants to please you. ChatGPT, that's their first priority. They want to please you and make sure you're happy. So, okay, let's move on. So, our first AI tool project, you may have seen some goodies as I was in ChatGPT. We are going to organize your ChatGPT, and we're going to use what's called projects. So, how many of you, on a raise of hand, let me go back into here. How many of you are using projects? Any of you? We have one, Julie. Okay. All righty. So Julie, can you share with us how you're using projects?
Well, I just started using it, so I'm just filing it like I do with my email. I don't know if that's right or not. Just basically having folders for work, different.
Okay. It's meant more, and I'll explain it. If you look at ours, okay, and let me hide a few things here and get it out of the way. Okay, so here are our projects. The project, how we set ours up is based on our clients. So right now I can tell that Erin is working on well-built homes. My employee. And I have one that Franklin Shopper has a client, Martin Roofing LLC. Okay. So for this, I wanted to show you how this works. So you simply go into new projects, you give it a name, and give me a name of another client you have. Anyone? Don't be quiet.
Anyone? Julie?
Anyone?
Jack?
Huh? Jack,
11 Oaks Farm.
11 Oaks Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to create it. We're going to create the project. And now when I click on this, all of a sudden more opens up here. Okay. 11 Oaks is not Franklin Shopper and your activities that you're doing in your ChatGPT. What this project does, it creates a whole section, a whole environment that you can add files, you can add documents, you can add ads, their favorite ads that did very well for them. You can put not only the instructions about 11 Oaks Farm, where you would put their website and how they like to talk to their clients. You can put all sorts of information in this. Similar to if you've ever looked at the customized chatbots, this is very much like that, with one exception, it's not step-by-step repetitive. So you can put the instructions here. You have 8,000 characters. So you have plenty to put in instructions about this. And then, of course, the files. So I'm going to leave this just as it is. I wanted to show you what it looked like, and how I got to this was simply clicking on the name. That's it. So to show you what a busy client looks like, this is Erin working in it and storing information for them. So that gives you an idea. So what we're going to do is, and you're going to get this from me following this. I'm not going to actually have you do this step by step. Instead, I'm going to show you what I did with Martin Roofing LLC, okay? Because in Martin Roofing LLC, I already have put some notes and some files. So how did I get them? Let me show you. Okay, so let me go down to here. All right. I created for us how to identify the right customer for every advertiser you have, okay? And this has a blurb. You're going to get this. You'll be able to read through this all. But what we're going to do is a prompt series, and we're going to build out Martin Roofing. So when I went to this current issue of Franklin Shopper, I saw Martin's Roofing here and their website, okay? And everything that I have here that I'm going to show you in a minute came from just their website. Okay. So let me go back. And are you seeing these prompt instructions? So this is me giving you for each of your clients. And it could be each of your client that advertises maybe half a page or a quarter page or more. Okay, so this might not be for your little, 3-inch ad, business card size ad advertiser, but this is more for those who you spend a little bit more time with them. Okay. So what we're going to do, you're going to create the project. That hasn't happened yet. You are going to build out the prompts I have here, 1 and 2, in your main area of ChatGPT. So in other words, right now, the project has no brain, okay? But your ChatGPT does. And you might have mentioned this client. So I'm going to run through this and show you what you're doing. You're simply going to copy. You are an expert advertising strategist specializing in community newspapers and shoppers. Here is information about one of my advertisers or prospects. Jack, let's work with yours. Okay. I'm going to start a new chat. Whoops, sorry. That was somebody else. Sorry. Sonny. So let me get back here. I want to make sure I have all this. I want you to follow along. Let me go into here. Okay. So let's see. This is going to be 11 Oaks. And what is their website?
11, 11 Oaks Farm.
I think that's it.
Farm.com?
Yeah.
Whoop. I don't think so.
Let me look.
ELEV. Well, let me do it this way.
It's in Newville. You had it there. 11
Right
Oaks,
there?
that one. Yep.
Okay. Let's go to their website. Okay. So what we're doing is we put that in. We can put other information in, like you could use one of the pages from one of your publications. You don't have to pull it. You can say, find 11 Oaks Farm on this page. Okay. So what it's going to do is create a clear overview of this business from an advertising and revenue perspective. Okay. So it's going to take this. This is your client. Okay. And we're going to have it create these focuses. So it's browsing, and I'm using thinking right now. I'm using ChatGPT 5.2 thinking. I use thinking only because I want to give it a little bit more time to really pull up quality information. And I encourage
Where do you choose thinking?
right here. Oh,
I
right
see.
now it's on auto. Okay, you jumped around. So if I wanted it to take more time. So
Okay.
now what it's going to do here is really, really cool because it's going to identify what they're selling, who they're likely to serve, what type of customers they depend on, possible motivations for advertising. Okay. Their obvious strengths and limitations. So it's always good to know the strengths and limitations, especially the limitations. You can feed off of those and make it even, like I've noticed this about your product. Could this be more beneficial to you? You can get all of that. If you notice, it is validating the information that it's taking from the website. Keep that in mind. Okay. So now what we've done is we've taken the 11 Oaks Farm business overview from an advertising and revenue perspective. Keep that in mind. We're now going to go back to this, and this is the prompt series. Here it provided us the information. We then go in and look at it and say, is this on par? So, Jack, can you tell me, by scanning this, is this on par?
Very much.
Okay. So now, and that was just using the website. So now we're going to go and say it isn't on par. You can ask it questions. No, I'm sorry. You can ask it to ask you questions to get better results. But the one thing, if you've ever had it give you questions, it'll give you questions all in one block, and it gets really muddy on its answers. What you do is you want to always ask it to ask the questions one at a time, because ironically, it will change its questions. Okay. Now, prompt 2A, define their ideal client. Now, we're going to take everything it learned about 11 Oaks, and we're going to copy this prompt. Okay. Now, we don't have to add anything to this. Now it's going to tell us who their client, their customer should be that we can deliver. So 11 Oaks, Mark and Heather Reynolds, their age, their income, their location, so it's distance of Newville, and so on, household, lifestyle, buying behaviors, what makes them buy, local advertising content, context, their pains, motivations, and you use all of this to create ad campaigns. So this is the information for that. Now, all we need to do is let's go to the beginning. Wait. I want to grab this. Okay. I want this information to be in their file over here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to say, let me go back into here. Sorry. Before you move, you make sure everything is right. Take the prompts and your answers. Sorry. Did this backwards. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to ask it to take the prompts and your answers and download to the project. So I want this information. Sorry, guys, you're in my way. I want this information for it to save it as a Word document. So it will give me that as a Word document. It's taking that, and then we're going to do the very same thing with the ideal client that we just created. Taking a little bit of time. Here, your document's ready. Now, ChatGPT, you can include some tools to get it to actually take it and put it in there if you want. But what we're going to do is we're going to download that Word document. It's up here now for me. And I'm also going to do the very same thing and grab my ideal client. Whoops, come on. There you go. So it's going to do the very same thing with that. Then after we have our ideal client, customer avatar for 11 Oaks, and also the information that you have for them, all you're going to do is take it over here, open this, and you're going to add. Let me go to my downloads. And I take them. They're now added to the project. I can call on that at any time. By just staying in 11 Oaks, now I've created 11 Oaks. I can now create a new chat. And it just so happens to help you out. So this tells you how to build it out. All right. And please add more than what I just did. Okay. But if I do prompt 3 with that new information in the project, I can go here and I'm asking now for 3 practical advertising angles that this advertiser can realistically provide. Okay. Right. And then from there, you can choose which one you feel 11 Oaks would lean toward. So all of a sudden, in a matter of a couple minutes, we found out more about 11 Oaks and maybe confirming what you already know. And then what else we've done is we've found out who their audience is, who they are advertising to. So you can, and if you go in here and go, I don't like any of this, you can say, this is the direction I want to go. You have control over this. This is just to give you that start on how they can go. Which one do you like? We have buy local, eat exceptional. Upgrade your next gathering. Or never serve a bad steak again.
Mhm.
Which do you like, Jack?
I like the buy local, eat exceptional.
Mm-hmm. I heard a laugh on the never buy bad steak again. Okay, so now
I love a good steak. I can't stand a bad one.
I'm with you on that. So prompt 4 is now you're building an exceptional concept. Okay. This is the last one that is sort of packaged with this because ironically, this whole setting up a project and working within it, this is just the start. This is just to give you an idea. So this is now, we're going to pull that. That one was this one. Buy local, eat exceptional. So if you noticed in this prompt, you're inserting one of the 3 that we looked at here. Okay. So I'm going to insert here. Oops. Come back. Sorry. Yeah, let me get that again. And buy local. Buy local. Come here, you. There we go. Okay. And then what it's going to do, it's going to give you headline ideas, core message angle, and then different options you want to. And because you're going to, and I'm telling you, this is like all coming from just 2 documents, because we haven't even like added any pictures. even though on the website they were. It also will give you information that you can use at the end as well. So you can tell it what size ad they would prefer. And you can, just create from here whatever you feel you'd like to do with
But
the advertisement.
Alice, chat is not really good at giving you an ad, though. I mean, you're not gonna
No.
get a finished product ad out of
Oh, no,
ChatGPT.
no, no, no. But what it does, and I don't expect that. What it does is this gives you, first of all, I don't expect any of this to really resonate because of the fact that I don't have a lot of information in
Yeah.
here about them. So this was more showing you how to set up projects.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just making that point because it says, would you like me to make an ad for you? You ask it, it's not gonna
Right, right.
give you much.
For sure, for sure. Totally understand. So, all right. So that, any questions? First of all, you're going to get this and you can change it around however you want, but that gives you an idea how to set up an advertiser right off the bat, for you. Okay. Let me see, where am I? Oops. I'm just going to get rid of, where is my gamma? Did I hide gamma? Oh, there it is. All right. So any questions about that before we go on further? So you
Yeah.
feel you would use projects going forward?
Could.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah,
it
absolutely.
seems like a good
Absolutely.
way of organizing.
Oh, definitely. And also the one thing with ChatGPT is that it feeds off the memory of everything that you put in there. So for Jack, if he's in ChatGPT and he's putting information in there about Franklin Shopper, and then all of a sudden here comes 11 Oaks Farms. Now, by having the 11 Oaks Farm on its own project, what you're doing is you're keeping it separate. You're keeping their information um, separate from anything else. So just some food for thought. Okay. A couple of other, let me get into my projects here. Okay. So this, and you'll get the slides, so you'll see there's information about how to handle the projects. This gives a little bit more step by step as you go along, what you can add to it, and how to personalize the projects. So we did all that. How many of you use Google Workspace? Let me see. I can't really. Google Workspace or Outlook for.
We have Google Workspace, but
Okay.
really, I think Jessica's using it more than anybody if
Okay.
she
Okay.
has access to it.
All right. What I have for you here is the breakdown of Google Workspace as well as Outlook, and how to use Gemini. Are you using Gemini at all, Jessica?
Yeah, I have. That was the AI tool that Margaret showed me on there.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All
I
right.
use Gemini too, Alice. I also use Outlook and Copilot from
Okay.
time.
So you're using that. All
Okay.
right.
I use Gemini more than I use anything else though. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So a couple of things that, because this goes through and explains ideas as to how to use Gemini as well as Copilot for email because let's face it, we're all into more of emails and back and forth with clients than anything. So, all right. So I'm not going to go through all of this with you, rather, but I want to show you some of my favorites. So Otter, there are a lot of tools that you can add, like when you're doing a Zoom meeting, you're able to get information that way. What I like about Otter is so often with Zoom, the tool is just for Zoom. But for Otter, let me see if I can pull up my Otter here. Otter, it allows you the recording of live meetings. It has an app that it will take the information right from your meeting and put it into an audio or a video. And you have that choice. You can do it by audio or you can do it by video. In my case, a lot of times because I don't want to take up space when I'm on Otter, I will use the audio portion of it. One of the things that I do for the association and to help Ally out for secretary is I take the audio and I put it into Otter now, along with adding past secretary's minutes and the agenda, and I will say to it, create the secretary's report for last month's meeting. And from that, I then can go into it and I can also say, hey, I need this to be more more detailed, or this needs to be changed, because Otter will show you the transcript as well as show you summaries and also give you outlines so that you have the ability to check off what has happened during the meeting. It also gets me ready for meetings. Like if I want to record her meeting, but I don't want to record this meeting, it will let me organize over an Otter right away. So, is anybody else using Otter? Yes, no?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So that is a choice for you. VO3 is a fun, and it's available with Gemini. Okay. How many of you are using VO3 or have heard of it? Okay.
No.
So VO3 is you take an image, and I didn't pull one up, but let's see if I can find an image real fast here. Okay, so I have an image here of blogs that make you business. So this was put together, and what I can do here is I can take this image, and let me show you it. But you know what? I'll let it do its thing. I'll take this image and I can create an animation for promotion of this workshop. And that's all I'm going to tell it. It'll generate animation from it, because we're finding that, especially on your social medias, that video can help to stop the scroll and make it that you get more traction. It also will take these videos, these are 8-second videos that it will create. It will take those videos and it will automatically create reels now, especially on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. So that it created. Okay. So I
Got
don't
a
know if you
typo on
heard.
it.
Huh?
Got a typo on it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, they are great at typos, that's for sure. And most times what I'll do is I'll take it from here and then I will put it into Canva and I'll fix the errors from there. So it's one of the things with VO3 is they do best if you ask it not to put text. But I thought, why not? There's an and. Oh my goodness, what is that? So, but that gives you an idea of what VO3 is all about. And Zapier, I'll jump to, we did ChatGPT projects, but we also have the ability to customize chatbots. Difference, as I said, with projects versus chatbots, chatbots are more step-by-step details and information that you are going to walk an individual through. The one that is sort of my pride and joy that I have created is called Ask Andre. And let me go into my GPTs. Okay, Ask Andre is an actual customized chatbot where I created for Andre Young a chatbot where people can ask him questions and it only feeds off of his information and no one else's. That's where I use the team version of ChatGPT only because I didn't want any more noise from outside of the internet. I only wanted Andre's information. And it has a knowledge base that has his books, his videos, all of his training in it. And like I said, the individuals go through the process. They actually have to put a password in to ask Andre to move forward because Andre Young is monetizing this. They pay a monthly fee to have access to Ask Andre. So you can make money on the customized chatbots. So that is that. And then Zapier is, oops, I didn't want to go do that. Zapier is, where do I have my Zapier? Okay. A lot of what I shared with you today can be connected throughout. So a Zap is a way in which to connect one tool that is very unlikely to be connected to another, but by putting Zapier or another one that's called Make does something very similar. It and what's nice about it is you don't have to have any code knowledge to use Zapier, but it will do things like you can connect Excel. In this case, for Andre, we've connected his Kajabi account, which is a website. This is what it looks like. So it looks, they're purchasing, and then it goes through the process of moving it to a Google Sheet. They purchase an item, and then it becomes this sheet, and then after that, you can fill out the sheet, and after it's filled out the sheet, it will take the information back to Kajabi that you have these individuals getting Ask Andre. So this is part of what he does. So it's a little more geeky, but not. You know, I know individuals who have easily purchased used Zapier who have no knowledge whatsoever of coding, but that gives you my favorites that I like. So, all right. So any questions? Anything that you are looking for?
Do you, how do you use Gemini to organize Google Mail, Gmail? Do you do any of that, Ron? Do you do that?
Now,
You,
I basically use Gemini, for business reasons. I basically use Gemini to help me write proposals, and Chat GPT can do that as well. But I'll just say there's a new advertiser, ABC organization. So I'll ask Gemini, why should ABC organization do business with the Washington Informer? Gemini knows the Washington Informer, and so they'll come back with a long, I don't know, dialogue of why this business should do business with us, advertise with us, or sponsorships or whatever I ask them. And they're pretty detailed, and they'll go through and they'll say, well, the Washington Informer is, because I guess so they know who we are. But then they'll say, and they'll give me ideas of what I could pitch to them, you know. So I really like Gemini, and I'm sure all of you know that with AI, the first time you use it, you may not get the results from constant
right.
use until it gets to know you,
Mhm.
and that's why I think it's a good idea to. I personally have a personal preference for Gemini. And I
Mhm.
personally get better results from Gemini than I do with Chat GPT, but I don't
Right,
use Chat GPT as much. I use Gemini,
right,
if all that makes sense.
right. I didn't show that part of the scheduling that you can do with
Yeah.
ChatGPT. So I'm glad you asked that question because this is the the product of scheduling with ChatGPT to go into my emails at 8 a.m., noon, and 3 p.m. each day. And then it will give me a an overview of what my new emails are. And then from there, I can look at it to determine, what do I want to do? What do I have to do? And that, where you set that up, is in settings under schedules. So this was just, I get 100 emails in my inbox every day. So it is scheduled to do that. And it has, my next run is February 16th. So it's